Good afternoon, welcome back to our homestead and welcome back to our garden. Today we're working on our fall garden, and that means actually prepping the beds to receive some of the transplants that we started inside, like our cabbage, broccoli, and things of that nature. But we got to get these beds rehabbed, and I'm actually a little bit behind, so come along with me. We have a lot going on here in the garden this fall, and we're going to be planting our regular fall items like carrots, beets, cabbage, broccoli, all those types of things. But we need to clear things out first. We need to get some areas weeded that we kind of like get ahead of us and out of control. We've got some new garden beds that we are building, and we are boxing in some of our old beds because they're kind of sloughing off the sides and kind of starting to run underneath the landscape fabric for the aisles. They need kind of a border to hold things back in place. And of course we've got this new area back here which we've been building. We're going to splice in some video of us building it and explaining why we're doing it this way in a huge raised bed. Let's do that now. For several years we've had this area covered with this black plastic, and it's killed off everything underneath it, and that's what we want. So unfortunately this area looks really great, but this area over here doesn't, because the plastic had some holes in it. And as you can see, those grasses, we've got a Bermuda type grass here. These grasses have come up and they need to be killed back again. They're extremely tough. The rhizomes go deep and it's extremely difficult to get rid of. That's why we don't have many tilled areas in our garden and on our gardens and our property. We do raised beds because this is so difficult to get rid of, and it takes over a garden bed really quickly. It's been a constant fight over here in this is where our sweet potatoes are, to get those grasses out of there. So we are doing another back to Eden style raised bed, but not back to Eden with wood chips on the top, but we are putting cardboard down over our stale seed bed here. We're putting cardboard down, and then on top of that we are going to put our mushroom compost, which we'll have to mix with something else, and around the edge we're going to make a border. So we've got quite a mess going on out here right now, and we need to get that taken care of. We need to get the weeds that we haven't gotten out. We need to get some areas that we've let kind of get overgrown, like in our kale and Swiss chard area over here. And we have got to rehab our beds, which means amending them with whatever we need to do to get these beds propped up and ready for the fall garden. Now, another important thing for us to do while we're rehabbing our beds is to fix our drip lines. Some of these drip emitters have stopped dripping, and that's because they do get clogged up with soil over time. So the easy thing to do is to take an air compressor, take off whatever end you need to take off, and shoot air and blow air down through your lines. That'll help to clear them out. You can see I no longer have an edge to my bed here, and it has really come down from what it was. The wood chips broke down, of course, and the compost has compacted. So we need to add to this, but I need to add a border so that we're not getting any more sloughing off the sides. It kind of gets underneath this landscape fabric and causes some issues, and I'm just kind of losing my soil. So what we need to do is create a border around here and hold all of this soil in. This has worked well for a couple of years, but now it's time to hold it all in, get it taken care of. So I always say it's important to recycle on your homestead. Beside me, I have got the old support pieces for the deck that was previously on our house. If you didn't see the video on how not to build a deck when I ripped this thing off the side of the house, you can go check that out in our archives. But to be frugal and to recycle is a great thing. And you can put whatever money you save toward your debt. Well, as you can see, I pulled those beams apart, those 2x6 beams, and pulled them into individual boards so I could make the garden bed. I only got one done because it did take quite a bit of time. But remember, right now is the best time to get your fall garden going, especially in the northern zones. Down here in zone 8B, I'm already a little bit behind because we've got such a big garden. I need to get all these beds prepped. So now is the perfect time to get all of your cruciferous vegetables started inside. You want seedlings to transplant when it gets just a little bit cooler. Your broccolis, cauliflowers, Brussels sprouts, etc. And then you are going to direct sow your root crop vegetables like your beets and carrots, and then also things like garlic. We're going to be doing that within the next week or two. Thanks for joining us today in our garden and seeing how we prepare for our fall garden. Now go check out this video right here which shows you how to can pears. Have a great day. See you on the next video. Bye.